Disclaimer.
Guys of Reddit, what can us girls do to make you feel special? Compliments. 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 I had just gotten divorced, 10 years together, 2 kids, house, etc., and got entirely hosed in the process. I did my best to hide how I was feeling at work, but I was a complete wreck inside. One of my coworkers saw me having a moment in my car after work, and after checking on me, said I didn't have too much to worry about because I was a total catch, and was the topic of many a breakroom conversation. My ex had spent years putting me down, and that one compliment was enough to break her spell. When you talk about your future, involve us. It's really nice to know that my girlfriend always thinks of me in her future, referring to things as when we will with enthusiasm. Just something different. Literally just touch me without asking. Rub my back. Play with my hair. Pull me into your lap. It doesn't have to be sexual. It doesn't have to be super hot or sexy or any of that. Just some warm human contact. Hold me in a hug for a little longer, pull me by my arm back into bed when I go to get up. It makes me feel needed and wanted. Guys feel unwanted way more often than we let on, we're just told that we aren't allowed to talk about it. I got told my eyes look nice a few days ago. I honestly can't remember the last time someone complimented me before that. Certainly made me freeze for a second. Edit, I'm seeing a lot of I wanna do that but I don't know them / wanna seem like I'm flirting / etc. It is important to mention that this compliment came from a random woman I had never met before who was taking my order at a fast food place. You don't have to know them. A girl complimented my eyes in 10th grade homie, 12 years later, and I still think about it a few times a year. Unsolicited sincere compliments leave a lasting impact, especially if you don't have the highest self-esteem. One time a girl said, "That shirt looks really good on you." That has now been my good shirt for the last 15 years. I had a girl drive to my house and leave a note that pretty much said, "Have a great day." It took her an hour to do that. Made my day. That was 25 years ago. I had a little note in my guy's cigarette saying, "Have a good day, I love you." I found out that he carried it with him every day since. A bit over the top, but I went to a friend's house with a lady I hadn't known very long, but when I sat down, she sat on the floor next to me, even though there were other chairs to sit on. It definitely made me feel special, even though it didn't lead to anything. We were never more than casual friends. Basically, any act that says, "mine" in front of others is appreciated. Just a hand on the shoulder at the supermarket checkout is nice. Edit, wow, I didn't expect all the response. Thanks for the gold and silver. Just to clarify one thing, I don't mean mine in a possessive or jealous way, I mean just a gesture to indicate that we are together. Again, thanks everybody. I feel special, smiley face. And thank you, Audrey, the lady on the floor. She was a class act in many ways. Random long hugs. A simple compliment. "Oh, you look good today." Never underestimate the power of a deep, meaningful hug. In my dating days, I met a girl on the internet in a city 4 hours away. After a couple weeks of online and phone chatting, I drove out there and met her. When we first met face to face, she gave me a hug. That first hug was intimate, meaningful, it felt like I was hugging someone I knew for my entire life. It's hard to describe thoroughly, but it was an intense moment with someone who was basically a stranger. I had long-term girlfriends before, but this was different. We have been married for 11.5 years, going strong. I've had one hug like that in my life. I'd give anything to have another. I cherish that memory. I need this so much. Not something from a question, but something from out of nowhere. 2 years ago, my buddy's girlfriend's friend told me, "Your hair looks great." My girlfriend never even said that when I got my hair tightened up. I still remember it 2 years later because that was the last compliment I've gotten on my appearance. We don't get many compliments. Even little ones will stick with us. We really appreciate them. Random long hugs? This. So much this. Especially if you're a woman who moves slowly into relationships and it is with a guy who has told you he has feelings but you're not ready yet, but you think you will be. He will really value those long hugs, and if he's the anxious/insecure type in the relationship building stage, he will doubly appreciate it. Tell your man how much he means to you. I feel pretty worthless most of the time because I have serious mental issues. Nothing makes me feel better than when my girl looks me dead in the eyes and tells me that I mean the world to her. I don't understand why I mean so much to her, but I'm so happy that she's there. That's beautiful. Surprises are good. One of the best ones I got was a pizza delivered to me at work in front of my friends. Next best was a series of naughty pictures while I was at a meeting sitting next to my VP. Thankfully I was able to see on my watch what they were so I didn't look on my phone, but the anticipation of looking at them after the meeting was a great torture. Tell us what you think. I mean what you think about us. Don't waste your and our time with hints and stuff like that. We don't get subtle hints. We don't get obvious hints. If you want your hair pulled, ask for it. I have a friend that was interested in sleeping with a guy. She asked my opinion on how to best let him know. She was planning to maybe start winking at him. I had to explain to her that he would probably assume she had something in her eye. I eventually got her to pretty much ask the guy if he wanted to fuck, and turns out he did. Her plan was to start winking at him? I don't know why, but that shit just cracked me up. Same here, that's fucking hilarious. I never understand the hints. A woman could be writing me in bed and I'd think she's being really nice. I wonder if she's interested in me or just using me for my meat log. To take it a step further, I purposely choose to interpret most things as literally as possible for my own sake. Unless you literally tell me exactly what you think about X, I will proceed as if you don't think that about X. It's way risky to act on hints and signals since the costs can significantly outweigh the benefits. Hug me tightly without saying anything. Let me kiss your forehead. Every girl, or person for that matter, loves forehead kisses. Kiss our foreheads as often as you want, please. My guy does it when he is sleeping and rolls over to me. It's the best. He isn't even conscious, but he wants to make me feel special. My girl likes to hold my hand when she's falling asleep. She'll hold it to her chest with both hands, and every once in a while she'll kiss it. Just makes me swoon. My wife likes to hold my hand as she's falling asleep too. Within like 60 seconds of her grabbing it, she's snoring. Then she starts squeezing, pulling, stretching, doing multiple kinds of torture to my hand until I either yelp or take my hand back and she's upset. It always starts out cute with them, then it's like OMG, you're asleep. Let it go. Make us feel like we're needed. I can't tell you how many relationships have fallen apart because either person is making their so feel like they are just a background character is the game of the other's life. When you make us feel wanted/needed, it makes us feel important and we will make more time for you, be 100 times more tolerant of you for your shortcomings, and maybe even make us consider spending the rest of our lives with you. However, you have to be able to commit to this. If you start treating your man like this, he's going to start to expect it whenever you're together with each other. If you just stop, he'll feel like you were just trying to play his emotions. Speaking from experience. Edit, I've only been on Reddit for 1 day and I've already gotten this many messages? Woohoo! Actually talk about guys' problems rather than saying oh, man up. Because guys have been raised to not talk about their problems, and getting the chance to be able to is a very special event indeed. Tell me I'm handsome/sexy. Tell me I matter, that I'm important. And yes, I like cuddling too. Fact is, we're all human. We all want to feel loved. As men we have to put on a certain mask for society, but if you let us be vulnerable when we're around you, you'll have a loyal guy who will always appreciate you. For a shy person, relating to any gender, who is too caught up in his own head, just saying hi or small conversation means a lot. I fell asleep on the train today and landed my head on a girl's lap. She also had her bag on her lap so it wasn't too lewd, who was sitting perpendicular to me. I immediately slurred out and I'm sorry. I distinctly remember her being gorgeous in my groggy state. She cracks the smile and says it's okay. Okay, that went well all things considered. I didn't get pepper sprayed or get called gross. I look at the stop we're on in a panic and realize I get off in the next one. I feign going back to sleep and hear her giggle beside me. Get to my stop and don't look back. And that was the highlight of my day. Did an oopsie. She didn't take it personal and even giggled to herself about it. I would actually die of embarrassment if this happened to me. I had someone else sleep on me by accident once on my way to work. I let that person sleep for a bit before I woke him up. And yes, it was awkward. Definitely. I'm a shy dude too, and it's hard enough to even find a girl to be in a relationship with, never mind have one where you're not the one always having to put out, at least in my experience. Compliment us and ask us things that wouldn't be considered, such as, what is your favorite flower? Some of us have things and interests we really want to share but don't because it'd be weird or abnormal for a man to say and think. Edit, well, I never anticipated this much good feedback, thanks, and I hope I managed to cheer some people up, smiley face. I'm really going to keep doing this. It sucks when some macho guys feel threatened by such. I asked a guy friend if he'd like flowers and he said, don't be gay, I'm a girl. So yeah, uneasy face. P.S. What's your favorite flower kind, sir? Well, thank you. You are the second person have asked me that question. I know it's a weird choice, but I love dandelions. They would grow everywhere at spring in the mountainside I grew up in. I don't like yellow in general, but they are one of my few exceptions. I like their resilience to the harsh environments too. What would be yours? OMG, I love dandelions too. They don't really grow naturally in the grass in my country, so I was so fascinated to see them when I traveled. Your choice genuinely made me smile. But my favorite are roses, I know. So cliched, tongue sticking out, but I got a whole story behind that, so /o/tongue sticking out. Everyone is saying stuff like compliment us, so I'm gonna say something else. Most of us are starved of physical affection, such as and not limited to hand holding, hugging, and cuddling. Do that. Makes me feel like you love me. Compliments. Just finished high school and remember that one time about 5 years ago someone told that I was getting more muscular and being not quite a popular kid. That was one of the very first compliments I ever got, and at the time gave me quite a confidence boost. Something that simple can make a great impact. Edit, went to sleep, woke up to this blowing up and definitely wasn't expecting. Thanks a lot for the silver and gold, and all the replies. I love your photography. Wasn't really expecting this, TBH my photography inspiration has been quite low and I can't really force myself to go out as more. Thanks to this is exactly what I am going to do first thing in the morning, so yeah, appreciated that. I get it. I do photography as well and am super burnt out. It's awful. But hopefully since I'm going to college now and to a bigger city, maybe that will force me to go out and shoot. Last week I forced myself to a challenge which consisted of choosing one stress. I live in a fairly small city and that is partially why I just can't force myself to go out, and just shooting from that stress you have to make 3 photos, and that actually turned out pretty well. You can shoot streets that cross that when you can't just leave that street. Setting little challenges like this might help you maybe try giving it a shot. I did 365 challenges for a few years in a row and it helped my creativity and overall photo quality immensely. You can also watch other videos by going to the channel. I will be pleased if you like them.